All right, let's finish this bad boy up. Okay, cool. So we've got this section here. Let's go ahead and do the hiding. So for the hiding part, it's pretty simple. I'm going to create a new material called MI Cal Mesh. All right, and I'm going to uh, set this so that the alpha is at 0. And this doesn't really matter in the game. It's not going to really affect it, but I can kind of, I can kind of visualize what's going to be happening, right? Okay, so there's that. Oh, that really bugs me. Wonder if I can, let me try this. I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try real quick. Mesh, clean up, merge by distance. It doesn't really make it look a lot better. Let's make it like even closer. Let's do this. Just merge it all. Definitely doesn't do better. But whatever. All right, maybe when I put the textures on, it'll look better. Although I think the textures are on, and it definitely doesn't look better. So that is, I am definitely going to find a way to fix that because that is not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. Look at that. That's just okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try something here. So I'm gonna grab. Okay, so let's see. What if I grab this? A UV. Okay. All right, cool. So that's good. So I can leave this out of it. All right, let's grab all of this stuff though for a second. Or whatever. Control L. All right, so Control I, and hide. Oh, whoa! What the fuck is this? Alt H. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so that's an outside layer. It's gone for some reason. So let's just separate that because I don't know what that is. So we'll separate that and we'll hide it. All right, so now I got this bottom layer, which actually looks a lot better. So I think I can live with that. But I lose the shine, right? But I think I can fix that a little bit. If I go into here, or actually all right, what did I do? Did I just made that? Where is this piece? That's this piece. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. All right, and hide. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and separate this section. Okay, so this is some type of shiny outside piece, which is really strange. So, yeah, is there one of those on this thing too? Let's see. Nope. Oh, but you know what? While I'm in here, let's fix this a little bit. Or actually, I guess I don't have to because that part's never going to actually show. But it is bothering me, so let's do this. Do L, Control I, hide. Oh look, there's a shiny piece on this piece too. Let's separate that as well. See what happens. All right, there we go. All these shiny pieces. I don't know what these shiny pieces are here for. Um, I'm gonna put that back together real quick. Okay, L, L, L. And maybe up here too. Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna get rid of these extra shiny pieces. I don't know what they're there for. And if I want them shiny, I can make them shiny. All right. And I like the cloth look better anyways. But what I was trying to do, oh wait, it's probably shiny stuff on this thing too. Yeah, it looks like it. Let's get rid of this shiny stuff. Yeah, look at that. Get rid of that. Separate. I'm not gonna delete it just yet, but whatever. Is there any other places where to be shiny? Looks like these boots have some extra shine on them. Maybe. Yep, they do. Everything's got shine. There are better ways to handle it. I've never seen that technique before. All right, so we're just gonna leave that like that. Okay, but for these pieces, right? So we'll go back to the MI cow mesh thing real quick. So let's see. I want the foot skin to now be the cow mesh. Cow mesh. See, it disappears, right? It's not gone. It's just invisible. And then we're gonna do this a similar thing for uh, the legs. So we're gonna go up here to we're gonna go to the legs. We're gonna edit mode, and yeah, let's grab all of this. All right, so about here should be good. Actually, I could probably go one layer higher. All right, like that. All right, cool. And then we'll go down. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make it this section invisible. I'm gonna hit L and L, select my material, and we'll add that to the section here. All right, nice. All right, so that means now basically whenever this is set up, we won't see these white pieces, except for these white pieces here, that for whatever reason, I did a horrible job at hiding. So this piece and this piece should be there. And then also, let's um, fix these legs just a real quick bit. And so let's take this piece, that, that, and we'll put this back on the leg. Oops. Oh, I selected all this. There we go. All right, cool. And so you'll see this like little like overlapping area, but that's fine. And I could move the legs out a little bit more if I want to, which I think I might, just to keep them a little bit more in line. Oh, there we go. Nice. All right. And there we go. We got our outfit. Now also I've got two options. I can either, um, oh, let's see how this is. Let's set our view to just one. Okay, so nothing's really sticking through. A little bit here on the arms. Let's get rid of that. But everything else seems to be looking pretty good. Okay, and so we've got our boots and we've got everything here. Oh, let's fix this piece a little bit. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and save. All right, so we've got our outfit. It's fit to the Tekken body. We are good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and join this back to this thing. And I think the coat, does the coat have a shiny thing on it? Do we already figure out it doesn't? Okay, it doesn't. Okay, all right, but you know what? I am gonna fix this. This is bugging me. So we'll do that. We'll go to sculpt mode. We'll set facets based on selection. And just pull this out a bit. All right, cool. All right, and then I have to fix the jacket a little bit as well. And I'm gonna switch the mode here because I don't feel like doing the whole selection thing. I'm gonna just switch it to um, topology, and I can just grab that. Oops, make sure I grab the jacket. There we go. Move that out. Nice. Oh, let's get the back a little bit. There we go. And let's move that. All right. I think that's looking very good. So we'll hit save, and we're good to go. Now we've got all these materials and stuff, and I'm going to deal with these later, but for now, we're just gonna. Well, actually, I think I'm going to make a really simple situation. So I'm going to go ahead and join these for a second. So, all right, so now all of our stuff is joined, and I'm too lazy. Well, I guess I'm not too lazy. This next step, when you're dealing with XPS, I like to bake all my stuff. So when I bake it and when I do all the stuff that I got to do, um, I can't bake it with the XPS shader. So to fix that, what I typically do is I'll go in and pull all the stuff out. And the shader is a shared node. So what I change on this particular, any of these materials, when I change it here, it will change it for all of them. So for example, I'm going to grab this. We'll put this as an output. And then this is roughness. So I'll go ahead and plug this here. And I'm going to expand this out real quick. And I'll call this one roughness. And then let's see. Specular is pretty much whatever. I don't think there's much alpha, but you know what? We're going to grab alpha. So I'll grab alpha. Plug that here. because it has a name, it'll just automatically go like that. We got a normal map, so I'll grab my normal map. And normally we'll have a metallic, but I don't see a metallic in here, so we'll go ahead and go out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another BSDF. Oops. BSDF. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to try something. So rather than do that for each of these, all right, let me go ahead and eat this out. I'm going to click on this node. And I'm going to ungroup it. All right. And now I'm going to see if my little tool works. So I have a tool that helps me build material maps. So I'm going to open it up. Not that one, but it's a channel packer. So a little baby one. And I'm just going to pick like, yeah, RMA. Okay. And what I'm looking to see that it does is it applies to all of them, which it does. So that saves me a shit ton of time doing it by uh, this method. Um, but what it means is I have to do some things first. Control Z. Okay. Now it means I have to ungroup all of these first. So we're going to go ahead and click on this, ungroup. Click on this, ungroup. Yes. Ungroup. Oh wait, what's happening? Hold on, hold on. I might have made a mistake. These shouldn't all be white like this. Why is this happening? I wonder if it's... Okay, so... Yeah, so I'll just have to do that. So we'll go into here, we'll go to ungroup, and then I'll just plug this into here. Grab this one, group, plug this directly into here. Group, this one directly into here. Or let's try this. Let's see. What if I just turn the strength to 0? I already adjusted that one. Just let it 0. Oh, that works as well. It's actually faster. But I don't think that's correct. Okay, so that isn't necessarily right either. Something off about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just redo that. Because I feel like I just lost a bunch of my settings when I did that. So I'm just going to do it the way that I normally do it, which is use this, create a new one of these. We'll plug this in. All right. Oh, another thing I want to do is remove unused slots. So there we go. All right, so we've got this. If I unplug it, what is this? Oh, it's for the jacket. Okay. So we'll say principled. Plug this. Okay, and so this would be base color, and this would be roughness, and alpha, and null. And I think this tool still works here. All right, cool. All right, so that still works. So what that did is it changed all of these into alpha hashed. All right. So this one's fixed. All right. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, I think that covers all of. All right, nice. So I'll go ahead and save it. Nice. So if I want to not have to deal with all these materials, I have the option where I can go into here and I create a new UV map, right? Make a new UV map. Or I might be able to use my consolidated thing. Let's see if that works. So consolidate UVs, I'll call it consolidated, and it creates this new UV mesh or UV map. If I hit A, we've got all of our stuff here, and that's not exactly looking the way we want to. So I can go ahead and yeet that out. Let's go into here, and I'm going to go into faces and pin, I believe. And then I'm gonna do it. There we go. All right, so what it did is it took all those little maps and it just consolidated them all into one super UV. So now if I bake everything, I can bake it all to this one map. It's not going to be as detailed, but this doesn't have a crap ton of detail on it anyways, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Um, or you can set things up to be um, in sections, right? Like so, let's say I want to have boots, the top, and whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab just the top stuff, hit Control L, make sure I selected everything. We're going to go ahead and separate that selection. And then I'm going to grab the boots, Control L, separate that selection. All right. And now maybe I want to uh, redo it. So I'll redo it. And now, that, let's try again. Okay, there, that works better. Okay, cool. So these pieces are going to be a little bit bigger, but this is going to be exclusive to the top, so it'll be able to cover a lot more area. Do it to this one. Okay, this one's a little bit weirder because it's a very broken up looking setup. Some of these might come out looking good, some of these might come out looking bad. Like this, I have no idea what's going on there. So that might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing, I don't know. For these, do the same thing, consolidate these. Alright. And there we go. So I've got 3 different ones that I can work with. But let's see, let's say I want to go ahead and bake this now. So I can use my other little tool. We'll go to color, say okay. And I can go ahead and bake me a texture. So we'll do a 4K texture. Or we'll do a 2K texture for now. Baking. I'll switch this to emissive and then bake it. And it's going to bake it to this consolidated one, this one here. So this is the new map that I created, and it's not too bad. Let's go ahead and just do 4K. It's only going to be 3 materials, which is a lot better than like 6 or 7. Alright, there we go. We got a little bit more detail on there. Alright, so I can go ahead and save as, and we'll call this one I'm calling it PC as a pattern because I'm going to use it as a pattern versus as a colorable item. Right, there we go. We'll do the same. Well, we'll get all the other maps that I need. So I'm just going to do a basic. I'm going to use the cloth setup. So MRA. All right, I'll go ahead and bake. All right, I'm going to just save as. And then I'll switch over to normal map and see if we can get a good normal map. It's going to be hit or miss, only because if any kind of cause issues, but if the overlapped areas are like not visible, then it's not really a big deal. The normals usually always take longer. So you can see when you get these things like this color here, you might want to check out what it is. So I'm going to edit this, make sure this is set to here. So grab this, and this is like just the inside cuff area. So I really don't care. I think it's the same thing over here, other side. So that's not a bad normal. So let's save as. I'm worried that the pants are gonna look crazy. So let's do this one now. Just do the same thing. Bake it. Oops. I'm baking a normal for the body, which I don't need because I just didn't click the right thing. As you can tell, everything is outlined. Um, there's no real cancel button on texture, so I can't do that. that was just a waste of time. This one. Oh, well, I guess I'm doing the skirt. I did the boots, but whatever. It actually came out pretty decent. Only see sharper edges to it. So it's already set to MRA, so I'm gonna change that. Just go to outputs. There we go. Good. All right, so base, that's normal. All right, so what can I do with this? I can now hit Shift D to make a new set. I'm gonna hit M, then the new collection. I'll call it mod. Okay, and I'm gonna go 9 mod for a second, and then at this one as well. All right, so let me go ahead and take this body, throw this body into mod as well. And all of this. Yes, it's okay, cool. So these are all in the base section. Grab this armature and throw this into the base as well. And these are all a bunch of extra pieces, which I'm just going to just delete. Most of me coming back and using them. And then I'm going to delete the underwear pieces as well. Okay, so we've got our basic armature here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm done with the armature. I don't need it for anything. I only use it for posing. Some people use it or they want to save the bone stuff. I'm not going to do that. This is cloth. I'd rather use cloth stuff for this. So I'm going to select everything. I'm going to make sure that the mod stuff is visible too. Okay, the A Joy all transforms. And then I'm going to go down, not to the base stuff. I don't really care about the base stuff, but the stuff here in mod, I want to make sure. Hold up. Okay, I need to go ahead and apply the armature position to pose. So to do that, I'm going to just go to modifiers and apply, modifier, apply, and then modifier, apply. Now when I select all these, include the parent, they don't move, they don't go anywhere, they don't change shape. That's where they're at. The next is the weight painting. So the unique thing about my setup versus the others is that I have the MSL and the PRP weights all on the same body, regardless of shape key. So I can transfer them over. Now, if you are using a shape key, I would suggest that you go ahead and make sure that you set it up as an append, but also um, go ahead and apply all your shape keys. So we've got all this different stuff here that we added. Let's go ahead and apply all. Before I do, that, something real quick. So I changed the breast size of the uh, base model, but I want to have something that's I can fit to all the characters. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and I'm going to add a surface deform to it and click on this, find it. Now, if I remove this shape key or take the shape key down, see that the breast goes down too. I also want to add a smooth. But it's not what I want. Want this. There we go. So that kind of smooths it out a bit. Look a lot better. Okay, so it looks like we're getting some splitting here. Which I'm not fond of. So let's see if I can fix. I don't know if it's splitting or if it's just okay, it's not splitting, it just needs to adjust a little bit. So I'm gonna take this back to and size. Grab this and find it. I want to fix that. That should be good. Finally, so it does a little bit of its poof, but that's fine. Now you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I can. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I think I'm also going to take this back down to that size. And you notice that when I do that, the only thing that's moving is the top with it. So I need to do the same thing here. I want to add a surface to form, surface to the body, bind it, smooth corrective, bottom, same thing here. Surface to form. Got it. So now when I switch this, So this takes it down to just the base. This is would be the common mesh, right? This is what the mesh looks like on everybody essentially. Not sure what's going on here. So that is a pain in the butt right there. Let's do this. And what's happening is that there's nothing um here to like fix that. So like this a little bit janked. So things are a bit far away. Hard for the farm thing to actually figure out what to do. And that's why I'm hitting this squeeze right here. It's affecting too many things. So I'm gonna figure out how I want to do that. So I think what I might just I think the underwear having an issue as well. Or I might be having an issue as well. Temporary underwear is fixed. And I think I'm gonna go from I'm gonna unbind and I think I'm just gonna manually adjust them to the common body. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so this is the body proportion. Stopped. I'm gonna turn off. I do love this. gonna have to reconnect those. Like, is there a belt piece I missed? Their belt, their class. So, looks like their name's functioning. Go ahead and shake. So I'm gonna try to see now if I take this and do it the opposite way. That'll work better. So surface deformed. So I think it's a little bit better. It's a little bit distorted, but I still think it's a lot better. In general, I think some of the directives might be more effective. Circumstance. I actually put it on the right thing. Okay, and it is definitely better. So if you're going to use the surface deformed, you probably want to go from small to big, depending on your situation, because it will crinkle together if things are not close. So is what it is. Okay, so this is on the common body. So this is fine. Uh, but I still do want to do it on the MSL body. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take this. Well, it's at Nina size, I think, right now. Just double check. Okay, so it's at Nina size. So I'm going to call this mod build.
Should be small. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to just apply everything. Apply all my shade keys to this body. Uh, for this stuff, I want it at this size, so I'm just going to hit convert to mesh. I'm just gonna apply all of my modifiers at once, so I don't have to do it visually. Um, as for materials, though, I'm gonna go ahead and eat all of these materials off, right? And we'll call this one Maki bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead and set up the materials I'm gonna do social day. It's open. And really, I'm just looking for make sure the color matches up. So I'll set this here, and we're like, okay, that doesn't look right. So if we go down here, there we go. Looks great. And I can set up the other stuff if I want to. Okay, and I noticed I didn't do the shoes, so I have to go back and do the shoes because I don't have a normal map for the shoes. Should be pretty simple. Some of the bottoms. Okay, format. I want to set the MRA. I'll use a separate color node because we made it a channel pack node. Channel. And so it's this metallic roughness and ambient occlusion, and all we have is a roughness. So, yeah, so now it's looking just like it did. So I'm going to go ahead and uh, grab the Tamaki. We can't really instance the same way, but I can sort of, right? So I can grab this material and I can make it unique. Now that it's unique, I can just change the name, top, and it won't affect the other ones. Then I can just switch out stuff. And switch the UV to and boots. I do need to go back and grab a normal map and boots. Uh, so what this is to allow the textures to kind of look the way they do now in the game. And then later on, after I get it, put it in the game, I can come back then and start making some specific maps to it. And I'm keeping the build version because it's still kind of separated and set up, and I can use that to my advantage whenever it comes to creating like ID maps because they're already split up usually by different various textures. So I can use that and then bake them to another map. So just as behind is put out. Or shoot. do it backwards. What was this piece? Oh, the underwears. Okay, so underwear should also be using um oh, a thing I didn't, so as you can see, there's no alpha on these. So I want to go back, make sure I get an alpha map for each of these pieces. It's back together again. But so now I just want to an alpha map. The alpha map for for plot stuff is going to be combined with the color map, but not right now. What is this? Why is this semi-opaque? That as well. I'm actually just gonna. Oops. Oh, I haven't set this up yet. It's like what? So set this up, make it a person or individual. Choose. what that is. I just end up getting rid of that. All right, cool. Okay, so everything's fit. All the textures are set, ready to go. Go ahead and save. So we don't need to use gloves, so that's a plus. So let's go ahead and get the weights. The weights at this point are now super simple. And I believe this is set to Nina's proportions. On check up so that was good. So start. Okay, yeah. Perfect. All right. All right, cool. Perfect. So we can go ahead and I can also now just combine all these. I want to join. They all have the same UV map, so there's not going to be any issues with that. Let's do this. Wait, means wait to transfer. Here's what's interpolated. Okay, but I don't have any bones for right now. So I need to grab some bones. I don't know if I have any bones. I should have some bones for somewhere. I'll let there go. Bones. The 1P underscore P's are usually always unique. I don't think I've seen ones where they aren't. I choose to not reorient bones and then I try to scale down off. And there we go. I'm gonna hit Control Z though. And uh wait just a scale. There we go. Okay, so now I can take all of this and select this and hit parent form. And then there are definitely some getting issues here that I want to resolve. Here as well, right? So one of the things that you can do for this clipping is to just get rid of the body underneath of it. Now I'm just going to focus on this part. So this part, go ahead and open up the intermediate viewport. One here. Also, before I do that, let's go to pose there, and I'm going to inspect the global. I'm just going to lift it up to about -45. Same thing. Side. That's the bar reflection. Now the goal is to fix this weighting issue, right? It's not really a mesh thing, it's just that armpits kind of suck. So let's go to like weights, paints. I need to find out what weights are being affected. Now I want to see what it looks like up here. And so to do that, I can just turn off. So now I can see there were changes I make without having to so they're not all just blue. So let's take a look at the spine. Spine to explore more. All right. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and save because I like everything that got so far, but I do need to fix this. So let's go here. And since I'm dealing with the spine, I should be able to, it's a central bone. So I keep X on, but I go into here and make sure I set the auto normalize and let it turn off mirror vertex moves. Now, the auto normalize works on groups that are associated with the bones. So if all the MSL, all the weights that have bones on this particular armature will be affected by the auto normalize, but not any of the PRPs because they're not part of this rig. But so I'm just gonna just use a basic smooth. See if that will help something. So that's not going to be a lot. So I'm going to switch over to a brush. So it's a mix. I want the fall off to be on the outside for right now. Set that really low. So I'm trying to regain until it's much. See that by adding that weight, it's pulling that piece on you like that, which isn't necessarily a good thing, but also not necessarily a bad thing. Um, what I'm going to try to do, and really don't do it often, is why I do it not often, but I want to kind of smooth this area out, pull this area out while it's in its pose position. Relatively minor switch, but I do want to see what the impact is. So I'm going to select this now. I'm going to switch this over to current file. That way I can save this bone. So I hit select everything, and then I'm going to have set create the bones. I'll just name it T bones. Right, cool. So now I can clear that, see what it looks like, right? Does it look funky? And it really doesn't. So I'm gonna leave that as I fixed it. So that's what we wrote. All right. Just similar thing to legs, but I think I have to once again. I this part because usually in the legs I'm gonna deal with some issues there. Definitely have some issues right there with the zip tie. set this at -6. Oh, you know, here's what we got. A that goes 60. So the underwear's just got ripped to shreds. This back part is looking kind of crazy. So let's take a look. So I'm going to start there's I guess selecting all of these. Wait, why is that piece there? I mean, it's not a huge thing, but it's still what that. Oh, whatever. I'll fix that later. Okay, so it's gonna be a similar situation. With the groin, I'm just gonna give it a bunch of it back to the hip. This part, because this is gonna be underneath of the shorts for the most part, I don't want it to really mess with it. Also, it looks like the crotch area didn't really end up matching very well. So let's do it like so. I'm gonna slip it differently. Well, I'm gonna separate this selection. Just like this. And let's go ahead. Just make that weird. Okay, it looks like I'm definitely not saying they're supposed to be. I don't know where I was. So set. So it looks like these dropped down for some reason. I don't know what happened. Grab this from this. Control L, Control I. Stop. Essentially up so that it matches that piece again. It looks like it's back to being pretty much where it should be.
What?
They tell you when they're
Sometime in October. I don't know the exact date. They just told me before I left for work.
does that go back to school?
Probably, I think. Is that okay?
Not probably. Well, maybe in October and I go back to September. Why would I go to school?
Because you legally have to go to school. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. I must have moved it at some point, so it's whatever. It's transfer. Shoot. Look at that. Let's lock that. And then I'll just make some minor corrections. See what that looks like with, you can't really ceilings.
What is wrong here?
Oh yeah, no, it's not good. It's not good. So this part kind of sucks. All right, so I just wanted to mask off that area so I can get the back in here. Mostly waited to the end, or at least to get this part up, because I don't want this part to really be like all over the place. Okay, so this edit is going to work best because it should work best because I'll be adding um to go physics to it. However, in other situations it might not work as well because I'm pretty sure it's going to cause some additional So it's like a mix between, do you want very boxy type of movement at it, or do you want to have TV that looks a little bit more smooth? Okay, so essentially this thing should be done. I've got it weighted, it's on that, and it's got materials set up to go. Hello?
Hey, it's garbage night.
Okay.
I got some pizza boxes and stuff to get rid of and trash.
Okay. Do we still have any more crazy bread?
If we do, they're in the microwave.
Alrighty. Alright, I'll be down in a moment.
Okay, bye.